Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways to get more pool clients today without spending any money at all. Let's jump right into it. So first of all, I've got a technique that I call the Clover Leaf. I don't know where I found that. Somebody said it at some point. I don't even know if I'm using it correctly. But let's assume that you are a pool service guy and you are servicing this house right here. You're coming out, you're cleaning it every week, or let's say you did a repair. Either way, you're at this house. What you do is you do a clover leaf across the other houses nearby. So you got your stem of your clover, you come over, you visit this guy, you come over, you visit this guy, and then you come over and you visit this guy. So your 3-leaf clover here, now you hit 3 houses. You already drove all the way out here to service the pool or do the repair. Now their neighbors, most of them have pools. You just go knock on the door and you're gonna ask them 2 things. Well, you're gonna ask them one thing, but you're gonna ask, are you happy with your current pool service provider? And they're gonna have 2 answers, 1 of 2. Either yes, and if they say yes, you hand them a card and you say, a good pool guy is really difficult to find. If anything changes, feel free to reach out to me. If they say no, I'm not happy with my current pool service provider, what you're gonna do is listen. I'm gonna draw a really terrible ear to remind you to listen. And what I mean by listen is whatever that problem is that they're having with their current pool service provider, don't spend 20 minutes talking about how great you are and how wonderful all your stuff is until you figure out what it is specifically that they're having an issue with. If their current pool service provider leaves little papers to say what the chemistry was and just shoves them under the back mat, and that's their frustration because they keep blowing all over the yard and they're finding bits of paper everywhere, then once you figure that out, you can say, hey, we use an app to enter in all this stuff and we would send you an email that way. If it's something else, if they say we're not happy and they say we're not happy because we're paying too much, and you ask them what are you paying and they say something ridiculous like we're paying $7 a year and it includes chemicals, but that's still too much money. Well, then you know, hey, this isn't going to be the right client for me. If it's the other direction and they just say, you know, they never show up. Well, if you show up, yeah, then you can certainly help them out. But you always want to dig deep before you start talking about you. Just figure out what it is that they're upset about with their current service first before you offer any sort of suggestions. It might be something where, as simple as like I described, they leave the papers underneath. If that's the biggest frustration that they have and you use an app, that might be enough to sell them on your service, even if you cost more, just because they don't want to deal with papers all over their yard. So always listen, get all the way deep down into whatever their issue is. If they're not home, which is not uncommon, I would say when I was door knocking, about 3 out of 4 houses didn't have anybody come to the door. Most of the time I think they weren't home. Sometimes people just don't want to open the door. So door hangers. Most of the large manufacturers will send you marketing materials and specifically door hangers that you can either staple a card to or Sharpie on, and that's a way that you can leave door hangers without spending any of your own money. You'll have some advertising for one of the big 3 or whoever you use, but that's a free resource. So you haven't spent any money. You already went out to the house that was over here. You went to your house. You went and door knocked. I mean, heck, you can even go. You can have a 5-leaf clover if you so desire, and make some extra money if you've got enough time to run around and do that. The more houses you hit, obviously, the more likely you are to get more clients. And again, that's the whole point of this video, get more clients today for free. So the second option here, the second tip that I have is call every single person in your contact list, all the way from Adam to Zeus. even if they're your family members, and you're going to ask them two things. First, you're going to ask, is everything good? If it's a family member, you just say hi and make sure that their life's going great. If it's a past client, you say, hey, I installed a heater for you, a month ago. How's the heater going? If it's a current client, you say, hey, we're just checking in to see if our service is still meeting your needs, see if there's anything we can improve. Right off the bat, right there, with all those things, you might be able to land some clients, maybe not with family members, but you'll probably land some clients just from that. And it's going to be a lot of phone calls, but it is what it is. The second question that you're going to ask is, do you know of anyone that can benefit from our service? Now, most people know somebody with a pool, and most people are going to be willing to text that person and say, hey, do you need help with your pool? So-and-so is my pool guy, or they've helped me in the past. They're great. I like them. Instant referral, instant rapport. Again, all of this is free. You just have to take some time on the phone going through every single one of your contacts. I know for some of you it's going to be tough because you got a gazillion people in your phone. But again, free clients. They're just sitting in your phone. You're not doing anything with them. And then number three, and the way that I actually grew both of my companies, I had a company in California that I've since sold, and how you do? Apparently I'm getting text messages. Should have turned that off. So anyway, I sold a company in California, and now I have a new one here in Tennessee, and both of them I've been able to grow through connecting with other pool professionals. In California, there was a retail store that was just did pool equipment and sales. They didn't do any service, they didn't do any repairs or anything. It was completely in-store only, and I made a good connection with them. I went in, just said hi, said, hey, I'm Mark. I do service, I do repairs, I do all this stuff, and you guys don't do any of that, so let's connect. And all the clients that I had that didn't want pool service, I would be able to send them over there to get chemicals and whatnot. We had a mutual relationship. I would say almost 70% of my clients came from that one retail store. And so simply just connecting with other pool guys, other pool professionals, other companies can get you a lot of work. I also partnered with a lot of builders. Since I didn't do any pool building, I would partner with the builder. They would need startups. Oftentimes they'd want their equipment sets built because they didn't have time to do that. And so I could come out and help them with that. And then also the client would want recurring service once the pool was set up. And I would also get a lot of phone calls about people asking if I built pools. And since I don't, I was able to refer out to my builder community. Some of the builders, were the lower price brackets, and some of them were the higher price brackets. So I'd ask a couple of questions and just say, hey, what kind of pool you're looking for? And then depending on what they were looking for, I'd send them to the right builder. And sometimes even the builders will give you referral fees. But that's not how you, that's not getting clients. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So if you connect with other pool professionals, you will be able to get more clients today just by reaching out. And you can even reach out and ask the same two questions. Part of this can be part of number 2 here, where you just say, do you know anyone that can benefit from my service? And they might have 15 clients that lined up that they're like, I just can't clean any pools, so let me send you all this work. And bam, now you're in business. Now you can go hire some people and grow your company if that's what you want to do, or drop off the clients that you don't like or the pools that are hard. And so I would say those are your 3 things. That's how you can get more clients today for no money. I'm going to ask you guys, if you know anybody that can benefit from this video, can you please share it? Go on YouTube, hit the share button. Also subscribe on YouTube. You don't have to hit the bell because I'm going to put out so much content here in the next few months that's going to be obnoxious. So you don't need to get notifications that I put out stuff, but I would love it if you could hit subscribe and then share the video with anybody that, again, you think could benefit from my services. And go out there and make some money, get some new clients for free.